For centuries, the wealth of the Roman Catholic Church has been a subject of admiration, controversy, and speculation. Some see it as a sign of divine glory, a testament to the Church's long history and spiritual mission. Others, however, question whether such vast riches align with the teachings of humility and charity at the heart of the gospel. But how wealthy is the Catholic Church, really? And where does all this wealth come from? To answer that, we need to look beyond simple numbers. The Church's financial power is unique. It's not just about money in banks, but also vast cultural, historical, and material assets that make up a global institution with over 1 billion followers. In this video, we'll uncover the 10 most fascinating facts about the wealth of the Catholic Church, from priceless treasures to financial controversies. Let's dive in. Number 10. The Vatican owns some of the world's most priceless art. The Catholic Church is home to some of the most treasured works of art in human history. The Vatican museums hold masterpieces like Michelangelo's Sistine Chapel ceiling, Raphael's stunning frescoes, and countless sculptures by Bernini. These artworks are not just religious artifacts, they are recognized as part of the world's shared cultural heritage. If sold, experts estimate that these pieces could be worth billions of dollars, making them among the most valuable collections in existence. However, the Church refuses to sell them, seeing itself as a custodian rather than an owner. While the Vatican does profit from tourism, with millions visiting these sites each year, the Church insists that its mission is preservation, not profit. Many of these works were commissioned centuries ago to glorify God, not as financial investments. If the Church were to sell them, it would not only erase a vital part of Christian history but also violate its responsibility to protect these treasures for future generations. So while the Vatican's art collection may contribute to the perception of immense wealth, it is not a liquid asset that can be used for financial gain. Number 9. The Vatican's economy is small compared to its influence. Despite its global presence, Vatican City itself is tiny both in size and economy. Covering only 44 hectares, about 110 acres, it operates with an annual budget of roughly $300 million, less than what many universities or even large parishes in the United States manage. This budget funds everything from Vatican employees' salaries to the maintenance of churches and museums. In contrast, multinational corporations generate billions in revenue annually, making the Vatican's financial operation relatively modest in comparison. However, the Vatican's real power lies in influence, not in money. As the spiritual center of over 1.3 billion Catholics worldwide, the Church's moral authority shapes politics, culture, and social movements in ways that no corporation ever could. It has diplomatic relations with over 180 countries, acts as a mediator in global conflicts, and oversees thousands of institutions, from schools and hospitals to charities and research centers. Even with a small economy, the Church's voice carries weight in decisions affecting millions across the globe. Number 8. The Church owns billions in real estate. One of the largest sources of Catholic wealth is real estate. The Church is one of the biggest non-governmental landowners in the world, owning not just Vatican City but thousands of properties, including churches, monasteries, schools, hospitals, and commercial buildings. Some estimates suggest that the Church's real estate holdings could be worth tens or even hundreds of billions of dollars, though exact figures are hard to determine due to decentralized ownership across dioceses and religious orders. However, most of these properties do not generate income. Many are historical landmarks or places of worship, which are expensive to maintain but essential to the Church's mission. Even those that do generate revenue, such as rented properties and tourism sites, are often reinvested into local communities or used to sustain church operations. This means that, while the Church appears immensely wealthy in assets, much of its real estate wealth is not easily liquidated or used for other purposes. Number 7. The Vatican Bank's secretive reputation. The Vatican Bank, officially known as the Institute for the Works of Religion, IOR, is one of the most mysterious financial institutions in the world. Unlike regular banks, it does not operate like a commercial entity with branches or regular customers. Instead, it serves the Church's global financial needs, managing funds for religious orders, missions, and charities. With estimated assets worth $5 to $7 billion, it has played a crucial role in supporting the Church's activities worldwide. However, the Vatican Bank has also been embroiled in controversy. Over the decades, it has been accused of money laundering, fraud, and financial mismanagement, leading to calls for greater transparency. Pope Francis has made significant efforts to reform the bank, shutting down hundreds of suspicious accounts and enforcing stricter regulations. Despite this, the Vatican Bank remains shrouded in secrecy, fueling speculation about its true financial power and the extent of its global influence. Number 6. The Catholic Church receives massive donations. A major source of the Church's financial strength comes from donations. Every Sunday, millions of Catholics worldwide contribute to offertories and charitable collections in their local parishes. On a larger scale, wealthy donors, philanthropic organizations, and even national governments have historically funded church projects, from building cathedrals to funding humanitarian missions. In particular, the annual Peter's Pence collection, which gathers donations from Catholics globally, helps fund the Vatican's administrative and charitable efforts. These donations amount to hundreds of millions of dollars annually, allowing the Church to maintain its vast network of schools, hospitals, and relief organizations. However, some critics argue that not all funds are used transparently, leading to financial scandals over mismanaged or misappropriated donations. While Pope Francis has emphasized greater accountability, the sheer size and decentralization of the Church's financial network make complete oversight a significant challenge. Number 5. The Catholic Church runs some of the world's largest charities. Despite its wealth, the Catholic Church is also one of the biggest charitable organizations on earth. Groups like Caritas Internationalis, Catholic Relief Services, and the Society of St. Vincent Delaware Paul provide education, healthcare, food, and shelter to millions of people, especially in the poorest parts of the world. The Church operates over 140,000 schools and 5,000 hospitals, many of which serve underprivileged communities at little to no cost. The Church's charity work extends beyond emergency aid. It actively engages in long-term development projects, advocating for social justice, refugee assistance, and human rights. This vast humanitarian network is only possible because of its financial resources and global reach. However, maintaining these programs requires continuous funding, which is why the Church still relies heavily on donations and partnerships with governments and NGOs. Number 4. The Vatican's gold reserves. There have long been rumors that the Vatican holds enormous gold reserves, with some estimates suggesting it owns tons of gold worth billions of dollars. Historically, the Church acquired gold through tithes, donations, and early European trade, using it to mint coins and fund missions. Some conspiracy theories even claim that the Vatican holds secret underground vaults filled with gold, though there is little evidence to support this. While the exact amount of gold held by the Vatican is unknown, it does maintain financial reserves, much like any other sovereign entity. These reserves help stabilize the Church's finances, ensuring that it can continue operations even in times of crisis. However, gold alone does not account for the Vatican's financial power. Its true wealth lies in its institutions, influence, and real estate holdings rather than hoarded treasure. Number 3. The Church's financial transparency is still questioned. For decades, the Catholic Church's financial dealings have been shrouded in mystery, leading to allegations of mismanagement and corruption. Critics argue that because the Church operates as a religious institution, it is often exempt from financial scrutiny, making it difficult to track how money is spent. The Vatican has faced scandals involving embezzlement, questionable real estate deals, and misuse of charitable funds, raising concerns among both Catholics and secular observers. In response, Pope Francis has pushed for financial reforms, implementing stricter oversight, hiring external auditors, and calling for more transparency in church finances. However, challenges remain, as the Church's wealth is decentralized across thousands of dioceses and religious orders worldwide. While progress has been made, many still question whether the Vatican's financial practices will ever be fully transparent to the public. Number 2. The Catholic Church's wealth is mostly non-liquid. One of the biggest misconceptions about the Church's wealth is that it has billions of dollars in cash readily available. In reality, most of its assets are non-liquid, meaning they cannot be easily sold or converted into money. The church's wealth is tied up in cathedrals, religious art, historical documents, and institutions that serve a spiritual or social purpose rather than a financial one. For example, selling St. Peter's Basilica or the Vatican museums would not only be unthinkable from a religious standpoint, but also impractical, as these places belong to humanity's shared heritage. Similarly, many church-owned schools and hospitals operate at a loss or break-even point, prioritizing service over profit. This is why, despite its vast holdings, the church still relies on donations and investments to sustain its operations. Number 1. Can the Catholic Church solve world poverty? One of the most debated questions regarding the Catholic Church's wealth is, could it end world poverty? Some argue that if the Church sold all its assets, it could fund massive social programs and permanently solve hunger, homelessness, and healthcare shortages. On paper, the combined value of all church properties and treasures could amount to hundreds of billions of dollars, seemingly enough to make a global impact. However, others point out that this approach would be unsustainable. Selling off assets would provide a one-time financial boost, but it would eliminate the church's ability to operate schools, hospitals, and charities in the long run. Instead of liquidating its wealth, the church uses its resources to create lasting institutions that continue to serve communities for generations. While the church may not be able to single-handedly end world poverty, its charitable efforts remain one of the largest humanitarian forces in history. The Catholic Church's wealth is a complex and often misunderstood subject. While it possesses vast assets, its financial structure is unique. It is not a corporation, nor a government, but a religious institution with responsibilities that span centuries. So, what do you think? Should the church do more with its resources, or is its wealth essential for its mission? Let us know in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thought-provoking discussions here on Kassasayan at Simbahan.